Hey y'all, it's Laura and I am back with a DIY embellishment video for you guys making shaker frames. Now I don't know about y'all, but I find a lot of these really tiny frames kind of tricky to use. And one way that I really enjoy using them, especially in my December daily project, is to make shaker frames. So what I'm going to do is take this piece of packaging and use it like acetate or page protector material. Whatever you have or prefer to use is fine. I just happen to have this packaging close and it was in pretty good condition. So I'm going to use this as the screen in front of my sequins that helps you see the sequins, and then I'll back two of the frames with cardstock behind the sequins so they have a white backing and can be placed on any piece of layout or card or any project. And then the other two are going to be completely clear with two layers of this packaging as opposed to cardstock in the background, so it will be see-through. So you're going to see two different styles of shaker frames, and then I'll decorate all four of them at the end. Now quickly, I have some of this Derice foam. It's adhesive foam that's already cut into strips. It's very, very helpful for making shakers of any kind, honestly. And the idea here is to create a barrier so that your sequins don't fall out. Now, one of the things I really like about this particular adhesive foam is it's very, very sticky, and so it doesn't come apart super easily. Unfortunately, there is some foam out there that if you don't put the proper adhesive on it, for example, I've tried to use tape runner on foam and not had very good results with that. Double-sided tape does better, but if it's already got adhesive on it, it's even the best option because typically it has plenty of adhesive on there and you won't have to figure out how to add more. Now, on this first one, I just wanted to use the blue and the clear sequins because the color of this frame is green and blue, and I didn't think that the red ones really added to it. I felt like they would pull attention away from the frame, and so I didn't want to compete with the colors on the frame. It's a heavy stripe, and so I wanted the sequins to just be a bit of background. So now that I have filled that little section in the center with sequins, I am going to go ahead and pull off the adhesive and then add my piece of cardstock down right on top, just like a little hat. For a lack of descriptor there, and smooth it down so that all four sides are fully adhered. Then cut off the excess and bam, you have a shaker frame. So that's the first one. Now I am going to skip ahead in just a moment to the third frame where I do the double-sided clear. Did two with the cardstock backing, and now with this next one I'm going to show you with the double-sided packaging. So initially going to go ahead and stick this down to the packaging just like before. And we're going to again create a barrier for the sequins to live in. And using foam is really important here because you want the sequins have the room to move around. So if you were to skip the foam, put down some sequins and just glue down some cardstock, those sequins are probably not going to move very much and you're going to lose that shaker part of the embellishment. So it's important to add just that little bit of dimension behind it so that those little sequins have ways to move. Now you don't have to use sequins themselves. You can use glitter. You can use any number of small items. I've put wood veneer into these shakers. I've used confetti. I've used little word phrases. You can use whatever you like. It's just small little embellishments that can kind of shake around in there. It's a really fun DIY embellishment to make, and they're pretty easy to use as well because you can pop them on any little scrapbook page, you can pop them onto a card, you can pop them onto a tag, any little project that you want to use. These tiny frames are brilliant for adding some detail. So now that I have my sequins filled in, I'm going to bring the packaging back and use that to back on top, right directly on top of the foam, and then cutting it out again. So I've now shown you two different ways you can do it. You can back it with cardstock or some sort of pattern paper, or you can back it with the packaging or acetate itself, and so then you have a clear see-through effect. It really depends on how you're going to use the shaker as to whether or not you want to be able to look through. Now I'm going to be using these on my December daily project mostly, and so I'm doing a mixture of both. Now we're going to skip ahead to them all four being done, and I've pulled out some die cuts here to see what I can use to dress these up just a little bit. Now I'm not going to go crazy embellishing these. As you may know from my DIY embellishment videos in the past, I like to keep it simple. I generally go for a large embellishment, a middle, and then small. So Goldilocks clustering, big, medium, small, and a word phrase and nouveau. That's typically what I go for. And if you want to see more DIY embellishments, I will link down below my playlist for a bazillion, okay, it's not a bazillion, but there's a lot of DIY embellishments on that playlist in a variety of shape and sizes and different techniques as well. So be sure to check those out if you like playing around making your own embellishments. This is a great way to use up the ends of a kit or a collection. These are actually the last 4 chipboard pieces that I have left over from my November hip kit. And so I'm going to go ahead and make them into shakers to make them easier for me to incorporate them into my December daily project. So it may be a little hard for you to see depending how big your screen is, but that top left frame, I'm going to layer 3 small trees on the left side. On the top right frame, I have a cluster of florals. On the bottom left frame, I currently have an ornament dead center middle in the middle of the frame. That will change to something else, but it'll still be in that position dead center middle. And on the bottom right, I have a collection of presents, 1 floral, and then a word phrase. Now, all of these will have word phrases on them, just because I think it's kind of fun to throw into words in any project. I'm a wordy person, if you had not already figured that out. I have plenty to say on all subjects. And when I scrapbook, I do tend to make rather wordy pages, whether it's multi-word titles or subtitles or just a plethora of journaling. I do tend to do very wordy projects. So that's what I'm doing here. I am going to glue this all down off camera though, so that you don't have to watch that process. Mostly just use double-sided tape and tonic glue. I find those to be reliable adhesives that keep things stuck. And so once everything is all glued down, then I will come in with the Nouveau drops and just gently dot all around. Now, first and foremost, when this all gets glued down, I realized that I'm missing words on the top 2 embellishments, and I really wanted to bring some in. So what I end up doing is bringing in some stickers that I had left over from a previous kit, and I am going to go ahead and pull off some of those word phrases to finish off those top 2 embellishments. Now, I would love to know, do you enjoy making your own embellishments, or do you prefer to buy them pre-made? I kind of switch between the two, and I also fussy cut a lot of my own embellishments out of pattern paper. I find that's a very frugal way to get very detailed layouts without spending a ton of money on extra embellishment packs. And in this case, some of these elements are fussy cut from pieces of paper in my December daily kit. But by making my own embellishments, I have custom personalized pieces of embellishment to add to my layouts that no one else has. These were made specifically by me for my projects, and they go a long way to making my projects a little unique, a little special, a little stand out, because I put in the extra effort to make my own embellishments that no one else has. Now, I do add drops of Nouveau around the little clusters just to add a tiny little bit of detail to each piece. I am a big fan of those tiny little details. Scattering and splattering is what I refer to them as, where you add just little finishing touches to make the project feel finished and special. So we'll hold up each of them up to the camera so you can see them a little bit more closely, and I do have a still photo at the end showing all 4 embellishments. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and do you think you are interested in making some shaker frames or shaker pockets or shaker embellishments of any kind? I would love to know. Until next time, bye all!